you reap what you sow. I know I believe that. Many of us believe that. We believe in karma. And when you look at what these European nations, what America has sown, it's not pretty. And you have to wonder, what debt will this country pay at some point? And later on in the speech, I'm not going to play it, later on in the speech, Dr. King talks about the British Empire and how there was a day when the British Empire, they would say the sun doesn't set on the British Empire, right? Because they possessed land all over the world. And after leaving Ghana, Dr. King went to Nigeria, and he was in Lagos for a day, and then after he left Lagos and went to London. And while he was in London, he actually shares this in the speech, they went on tours. They went to the Buckingham Palace, and then they went to, I forget the name of the cathedral, which is the site of the Church of England. And he says in his speech that when he was standing in the Church of England, the thing that came to his mind, and these aren't direct quotes, by the way, you listen to the speech towards the end, you'll get this, but what came to his mind is the role that the Church of England played in the persecution and enslavement and colonization of black people. And how if there's any institution that you would think would step in, it would be the church. But in this case, the Church of England basically signed off on what Britain was doing, on what the English were doing all over the world, the exploitation of India, the exploitation of Africa, the exploitation of human beings in the slave trade. And this is where he says the church may not do anything, but God always stands on the side of justice. And there will be a new day coming. And I want to encourage us as I end the show, because I do believe that new day is here. I believe that we are God's children, all of us. And for those of us who believe in righteousness, those of us who believe in justice, those of us who do all that we can to live a life of integrity, that we'll be blessed for it. And for those of us of African descent who have been persecuted, who have felt the unfairness, the injustice that we continually face here in the States, that a new day is coming. And that, yes, the universe is on the side of justice. Yes, God is on the side of justice. But there's one thing that is necessary. There's one component, one ingredient that's necessary for us to fully realize that. And that's action. We have to believe this. We can't just have the faith, but we have to believe this, and we have to begin to take action. The action that is right for us, based on our vision, based on our goals, based on our dreams, to secure what justice looks like, to secure what the promised land that Dr. King talks about looks like, to secure that position on the mountaintop that provides perspective. We have to do that work. And this morning, I want to encourage us to do the work. 2019 is a pivotal year, the year of return. 400 years of enslavement, 400 years of injustice, actually more than that when you count colonization. And I believe that before anything gets better, there's always a point where you run into resistance. Right before you have a breakthrough, there's always a breakdown. And when I look at the current administration, when I look at what's going on in the United States today, when I look at the state of Black America, when I look at how much is going on with our people, economic oppression, I see that we're up against the resistance. And on the other side of the resistance, I firmly believe is the mountaintop, is the promised land, is the type of world and the type of place that I can be comfortable raising my son in, that my son could be comfortable raising his children in. But it's a place that we have to create, and the only way that we can create it is with committed visionaries who are willing to take action based on that commitment, regardless of the resistance, regardless of the persecution, regardless of the oppression that we may face. And it's going to take unity. It's going to take a different type of love, a love that we have to learn to give and share with one another. A love for my brother, a love for my sister, a love for all. And this was one of the messages, one of the main message of Dr. King. His message, in my opinion, was enshrouded in the essence of love and the power of love. And so, as he said, an old order is passing away. A new order of freedom is being born. And I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to witness it. I'm thankful that I've had the opportunity to go to Ghana and experience. Let me tell you, it's a different sense of freedom over there. All of those who've gone, you know that. That is the allure, is a different sense of freedom. In a couple of weeks, I'll be in Rwanda. First I'm going to Tanzania, leave for Tanzania this weekend, and then I'll be in Rwanda. There's a different sense of freedom over there. And it may or may not be a freedom that we get here in America. I don't know. Maybe it comes back to, the things that Garvey has told us, right? In terms of moving on. Dr. King spoke about Egypt. And we all know the story of Egypt. That's how he opens up this conversation, the birth of a new nation, talking about the Exodus. And, that has me thinking, what are the next steps? But whatever the step is, whatever's next, it's going to come from visionaries. It's going to come from people like you and I who are tired, who are done with the injustice and tired of the oppression, tired of the inequality, and create a new vision for all of us that I believe we can realize within my lifetime. And again, my declaration is that I will experience the restoration and transformation of the African community during my lifetime. And I will do my role as a leader in that restoration and transformation of the African community globally. What will you do? Who will you be? And how will you help? That's the question this morning as we remember Dr. King and we consider the impact that Ghana and Africa had on this leader that has made such an impact on our lives and left a legacy. And the question is, what legacy will you leave? All right. Well, that's the show this morning. Thank you all so much for listening. My name is Linnell Harris. You've been listening to Inspirational Perspective right here on WVON 1690 AM, The Talk of Chicago. And let me tell you, I challenge you. Tomorrow we remember Dr. King. And what can you do to align yourself with who that man was, what can you learn? And how can we pass his legacy on to others? And that's the question. And within a few weeks, not even a few, a couple of weeks, Black History Month will be upon us. And I think there's a lot more to talk about. But in the meantime, thank you all for listening. Love each and every one of you. God bless you. Have a phenomenal Sunday and a great week.